Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Shenzo Plays. I apologize if I sound awful or if I'm coughing a lot today. I have not been feeling my best, and I'm kind of hanging on by a thread today, if I'm going to be honest. But we're here because I'm playing one of my favorite games of all time, Clue. I used to love this game as a kid. I had probably more hours in this board game than any other game I've ever played. We're going to be playing Clue/Cluedo from Steam, classic mystery. So I know there's a newer version of the game. When I say newer, I think it came out in like 2022. But we're going to be playing the classic version on Steam because out of the two, this is definitely my favorite. We're going to be starting off solo, but potentially we might have some friends of mine, Sin and Matt, join in later. We'll see if they're available. But our plan is to solve a murder, and hopefully we can identify who the culprit is. So, YouTube, you guys know the drill. If you do like this video, please consider liking and commenting on it to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, which is kicking my rear end at the moment. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my content. We got a lot of videos. I think we're actually approaching 100 uploads. I want to say we're in like the 70s or 80s right now, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't forget to hit that alarm bell if you want to get notified when a new video drops. We drop most videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. But we occasionally drop some bonus episodes, like there will be a new video for Mario Party dropping, I believe, on a Saturday coming up pretty soon. Then we also follow me on all my social media as well. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Follow me on Blue Sky, on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram as well, where I actually just posted for the first time in ages. So I'm trying to kind of get back into this. Follow me on Twitch, where you can watch this live and potentially, one day even, maybe play some community games with us. Clue is a great game for this sort of thing. So, hey, if you guys are Clue fans, come on in. Say hi. Let me know. I need friends to play with this with. No, seriously, I really do. I've been trying to get my community to play it, and, you know, maybe we'll see what happens with this. But, YouTube, sorry for the long-winded intro today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the other side. Hey, YouTube, welcome back. So, I just asked my Twitch chat, hey, what map should we do? And Sexton came up with a brilliant idea, so we're going to roll a d10 for it. So we're going to do that live right now. Figured I'd include this part in the video. But here we go. So we're going to roll it. We'll start 0 through 9. So Classic Mansion over here being 0. And then, whoops. Professional Streamer, everybody. And then Tropical Mystery being number 10. But actually, let me see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So actually, we should probably do a D12, right? I was looking at that. I'm like, that doesn't actually look good. So let me get a D12. Yeah, that Sexton came to the same conclusion I did, but luckily, your boy is prepared and always has his dice nearby. So we've got my D12 right here. So here it is. And if we get a 12, we'll just re-roll. All right, but we'll do 1 through 11. And call it good. Alright, and let's see here. 9. Sorry, I had to check and see which one it is. But 9, and I don't know if you can make out the little dot, but we got a 9. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sherlock! Alright, we're going to do a Sherlock map. Well, I'm trying to get some wins as Peacock, so I'll play as Peacock. And yeah, let's get some Sherlock stuff in here. So we'll get Moriarty. We'll get, let's see, Sherlock himself, Irene Adler, Watson, and let's get Rusty in here. And they're all going to be on hard. So these CPUs have kicked my ass here. So we'll play round 1. And again, just as a reminder, we're just playing some solo here. So it's going to be in chat if you want to help out. Just don't backseat game too much, but you know, if you want, like if I miss something, please scream it at me. I have no problem with that at all. And here we go, game number 1 on the Sherlock map. We are all set. Blowpipe, printing press, and museum to start. And we get to go first. All right, let's see how we roll. So a 9. All right, so we have a couple different ways we can go. We can go to one of the locations that we have to, try and get a guaranteed suspect or weapon. Alternatively, we could go to any location that we don't have and then try to use the blowpipe. Or we could just say, go wherever. So, what do you guys feel in chat? Should I just kind of play my way, or do you guys want to help out guide? Vin, hey Vin, good to see you. Vin says, I'm going to backseat the hell out of this, and I've never played it. Well, hey, guess what? Most people who backseat don't. Kidding. Most of them have good intentions, but yeah. Alright, we'll play my way. Sounds good. Stex, I'm going to follow Stex in here. So what I like to do, especially when I go first, is I just kind of like to throw a dart out there and see what happens. I don't really like to go all in on, like, something there. Like, for example, so I don't want to go to the printing press of the museum. So we'll start here. We're going to go to 221 B Baker Street. And one of the reasons I'm picking this is because it has the stairs to the shortcut to the other side of the map. So this way, if I roll like shit on my next roll, we'll be good to go. But we'll try Peacock and the sword. We'll just try that and see what happens. So Moriarty has 1. Alright, so we know I didn't do it, so that's kind of nice. And there we go. We'll go to the next turn. Silly says, quit talking about me. Silly, I love you. We backseated up, you to say, good point, or shut up. Exactly. And with you guys, I don't really mind. Okay. So, I don't know if this is the right way to do it. I'm going to be completely honest. We're going to find out if I'm just an idiot or not. But this is how I usually play. So, we know that Sherlock has either Rusty the Revolver or Dark Alley. So, the way I look at it is I make a notation 1 for first guess for Sherlock. So, his first card out of his 3, because we have 6 players, so everyone has 3 cards, has to be one of these 3. So that's how I do my notations. I honestly have never looked up the proper way to do this. This is just how I've always played. So I don't know if it's right or wrong, but Sexton told me to play the way I'm playing, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Raynella. YouTube, for those that don't know, Raynella's son just won a giveaway over at Hangtime's Twitch channel, and he's very happy about it. Alright, so now we have Watson, the Truncheon, and then the Diogenes Alley? Or Diogenes Club, rather. Sorry, I combined I probably butchered Diogenes, but, whatever. But I'm so happy for him, Raynella. That's awesome. Way to go. So Watson with the cricket bat in the club. And again, same thing. And yeah, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to kind of talk through my process and, like, taking my notes. So I've already explained, like, how I take my notes is I try to keep them in the columns. The way I do it, but we will see. Okay, so we know that Rusty, this is the second clue. So we know now that because Sherlock doesn't have Rusty, he had to have revealed either the revolver or the dark alley. And now we know that the Truncheon has appeared twice for Watson. Now, that doesn't mean anything. Not yet, but we can get there. Moriarty with the cricket bat. Okay, and the dark alley. So again, this is the second clue where Sherlock has revealed a card. And dark alley has appeared twice. Alright. So this is always a little bit where I've struggled, is kind of like what to do next. So we can either go to Hyde Park, which would be nice if we want to eliminate, you know, Rusty as a potential suspect, or we could go to the club or the dark alley. Out of these two, I'm kind of leaning towards heading to the dark alley to try and eliminate another card from Sherlock's hand without giving away too much information. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to go with the exact same guess, because that won't give the CPUs any additional information. It'll kind of catch me up. So we have Moriarty with the cricket bat in the dark alley, and we'll see which card Sherlock shows me. So he had Moriarty. Gotta admit, wasn't expecting that, but glad we did, because that will eliminate one other suspect and get us that much closer. So Adler with the blowpipe in the department store. So we know it's not the blowpipe. So that means we now know 2 of Watson's cards, potentially. And potentially all 3 if he doesn't have the truncheon. We would know, we could eliminate everything else, because we know that, you know, if he doesn't have this, then he would have had to have Watson in this, Hyde Park, and Rusty, or the department store and Adler. And yep, they just literally made the same guess to minimize Sherlock trying to minimize the amount of information he shares with everyone else. So you know, that's the way this goes. One thing you guys need to know is that the hard NPCs rather, when they make a guess, they are never wrong. So if they make an accusation, they know the answer. Every time. They've never gotten it wrong. So there might be times when it's like, we have a lot of information on the board, and I may just have to take a guess, just so you guys know. Alright, so we've got Rusty and Baker Street. We already know Baker Street is the location, because no one has it, including myself. So that means he has to have had the razor, because it can't be Rusty, can't be Baker Street. Alright, Rusty with the revolver. Alright, so we know Sherlock. Yep, so it's either... Yeah, it's the same guess, so I'm not going to make an additional notation there, but we know he either has the revolver or the dark alley. And we can eliminate that, but we don't really need to eliminate the dark alley anymore. Only if it's to help us with a suspect or a weapon. So, Rusty, Revolver, and Hyde Park. So I will make a notation of this here. Nope, whoop, I already put down 3. I tend to do that a lot, unfortunately. Everyone seems to think it's Rusty. Oh, a 3, that's not good. Yep, so we're not going to get a guess this turn. I needed to roll a 4. So we will just get as close as possible to Baker Street. And we'll have to call it there. And so our next guess is probably going to be the last one, assuming no one gets it here. Which is very possible. Okay, so it is Rusty. And we now know that we can actually get a couple deductions here. So we know this has to be Hyde Park, because he doesn't have the blowpipe. Because both the 2 and the 4 were out, we know these are 2 of his cards. And then his last card has to be the 3. Because There's the 1 and a 2, and there's a 4. And he only has 1 card left. So it has to be either Adler or the department store. And it could be either one. Neither one really helps me very much right now. But we got a lot of information off that clue. Unfortunately, so did everybody else. And the NPCs play this game pretty much perfectly. So this is really going to come down to, now that we know who the suspect in the room is, if they can find the weapon. And with here... Again, just making some notes for myself. I think, if I had to guess, Sherlock is about to make an accusation. We'll see. He might not, because I don't know if Sherlock... I don't remember if I showed the blowpipe to Sherlock. But anyone who sees the blowpipe is now going to know. So we have to get lucky, but we know the crime now. And yep, so I have to show Watson the blowpipe, which was my 1 remaining ace. And here we go. Here's the accusation. Yep, I knew as soon as I showed off the blowpipe, that was going to be it. Yep. And there we go. First game. We take the L. Watson wins. Yep. So, that's Clue. That's Clue in a nutshell, huh? Alright. Let's pick our next board. Roll the D10 again. That's a D20. Or the D12, rather. That's a D10. Where's my D12? There it is. Alright. We'll pick the next board. Six. Oh, Murder Express. This is one of my favorites. I love this board. Alright, again, trying to get some wins with Peacock. Let's kind of do the traditional lineup here. So we'll just get Plum and we'll get Dr. White in here as well. So now we kind of have the traditional lineup on the murder train. But here we go, game 2, everybody. Maybe we'll do a little bit better this time, get a little luckier. Because, yeah, deduction goes well, but against these CPUs, it's like... It's tough. It's a tough game. So who did the murder? Yeah, missing that one guess, I think, was pretty crucial. Okay. No suspects, but 2 rooms. And we get to go last. So we'll actually get a lot of information from this round. Well, Mustard won't even get a guess, so... Maybe not. But we potentially could get a lot of info here. Alright, so immediate. We'll just mark that guess and move on. Hey, Tanner Bud, what are you doing, kiddo? Come here. Come here, dude Groovy. You coming? Come here, bud. Come here, Tanner. Tanner, come here. Come here, kiddo. Okay. A lot of information there. Scarlet's turn. Tanner, come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Tanner's just standing in the doorway panting at me, and I don't know what he wants. Alright. We're getting some clues here. Plum's turn. All right, nice. So we have info on 2 of Mustard's cards already. So that'll really help us narrow some options down. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to go to the signal box. I want to try and knock out Mustard and White's hand. Not White, Plum. I want to try and get 2 for 1 if I can. Train Motive always does make me want to play Ticket to Ride. Oh, I love Ticket to Ride. It's such a good game. Alright, so we'll guess Dr. White with the signal box. At the signal box, and then let's pick the coal shovel just to knock something out that hasn't been guessed yet. Alright. So, by process of elimination, we know that one of Plum's cards is the signal box, which means we don't ever have to come back here again, which is kind of nice. I was hoping we would hit Mustard with that guess, but we did not. So we have Plum with the coal shovel in the sleeper car. Sleeper cars now come up twice for Dr. White. Alright, we have our first hint for Scarlet's hand, and she either has Scarlet or the glass because, whoops, we have the engine. So are you guys enjoying this content so far? I hope it's been entertaining. I love this game so much, I would love to stream it. I really would. But if you guys aren't feeling it, that's okay. But I could literally stream this like all day.
Warning.
Blacksmith!
Warning.
Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. Welcome on in. How was your stream? And Raynell, I don't know if you're available, but could you please drop a shout out for our good friend Blacksmith? When you have a chance. Okay, just making sure I've got that right. Yep. Alright, so now we potentially know 2 of the cards in Scarlet's hand, so that's nice. I don't know if Raynell is still here. Vin, you know what I mean. Don't be a smartass. Oh, congratulations! That's awesome, Blacksmith. And thank you for the shout-out, Vin. I appreciate it. Raynell may have had to step away. Alright, so I helped out, so that doesn't really do a lot, but I had to reveal my knife. Yeah, what I meant, you bunch of smartasses, I would love to stream this more often, if you guys enjoy it. You know, I'm sorry, Vin, that every single time you stream something, it's a huge success, and you never have to, you know, go back to it ever again. You know, sorry. But, you know, some of us are actually trying to come up with new content to make us stand out a little bit more. Don't know if you're aware of that. YouTube, for those that don't know, Vin's one of my mods, and he's also, like, one of my closest friends here on Twitch. So... if you're wondering, man, why is Shenzo being so mean to this Vin guy? Trust me, he deserves it. Can't help it, we were born this way. Fair. Alright, let's try... I kind of want to knock out... You know, let's switch the glass instead of the lamp. It's what Vin gets for being so cool. Exactly, Detective, exactly. Just don't tell Vin that. Alright, got the concourse. Okay. Well, knocks out another location. You named quite a few stinkers. Uh-huh. Then, if you or Puma were involved, it couldn't possibly have been a stinker. Vin, YouTube can't see that comment right now, and I'm not reading it out loud. Alright, so we have white, lamp, and concourse. That really doesn't tell us very much, so I'll just put a question mark there. Though I highly doubt that that's actually what this is. But it is nice. We are slowly kind of whittling down some of these clues. So, Plum, the lamp. Alright. So we know... Whoops. So we know that Plum's second card is either Plum or lamp. TechWit says, "Hi, it's me, the stinker." Vince says, "This is BS." Well, hey, look, if you want to come make your case, you can leave a comment on the video when it releases, okay, Vin? Anna says, "I don't stink, I do goof, though." Backs. Alright, so we have Scarlet, the lamp, and the dining car. We know she doesn't have the lamp, but she may have the dining car, so I still like to mark it just to be safe. Especially because it's like, oh yeah, this card's shown up like 4... I had one game, I'm not kidding, where one card showed up 4 times for a clue, and that person did not have it. I was blown away. Alright, mustard, spanner, and the lounge car. But that's the way this game goes sometimes. Alright. Okay. So if we don't roll like total shit. Alright, so we can go to the dining car, the engine, or the barber shop. I kind of want to go to the dining car. Might be smart to go to either the engine or the barber shop here, just to do some eliminations. But, yeah, we'll see here. Let's try to get... Let's try to go with Plum. No, you know what? Let's try to go with green and the lamp. And the dining car. Interesting! Okay! So that actually paid off. So now, by process of elimination, we do know that Plum had the Plum card. And that also means that we now know all of Mustard's potential cards. We're down to 2 for each of his 2 cards. So we have 4 options, basically, that he could have in his hand, which eliminates a lot of other stuff. So that's actually fantastic. That was a really, really good turn for us. Rather enjoyed Subnautica with Tech Sherpa. Oh, Subnautica, Vin, I really am glad to hear you like that game. I love both of the games. I've played both, Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. Fantastic game. Both of them. Alright, we've got green, which is new, a glass, or a dining car, so odds are pretty good that Scarlet has either the glass or the dining car. But we'll need to kind of get some process of elimination here. So the CPU seemed to be stuck on green. Which is, you know, fine. So that's green with the lamp and the engine, so we know Scarlet has green. That's just confirmed. And then let's see, as far as the other 2 cards, probably in that group, but there's a chance, a non-zero chance it's not, so I'm not going to mark anything else off. So that means our suspects are Scarlet, Peacock, or Mustard. We still need to narrow down the weapons, and we're getting pretty... I think we're making good progress on... we're making good progress on the location. Alright, sounds good, Vin. Be safe, okay, bud? And we are revealing the engine to a lot of people here, because unless she picks one of Plum's cards. Which it doesn't look like she's going to. Oh, really? Okay, well, that... We now know all of Plum's cards. Boom, boom, boom. Got all three. Plum has the, Plum has the glass. Hey, T1, welcome on in. Colonel Mustard on the moon with a Corbin Dallas.
Hail Hydra.
T1, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. I did see your announcement in Discord. I meant to reach out to you and I just forgot because I'm a bad friend. But I hope everything's okay. You know, if you need me, my DMs are always open, okay? But it's good to see you. Welcome on in. Alright, so we got Mustard, Glass, and Taxi rank. So we know it's not the Glass. So she's either got to have Mustard or the Taxi rank. But yeah, welcome on in, T1. It's always good to see you. Yep, we got both Terminators in the house. T1 and T2 are both here. All good, you're awake and alive, so you're winning. You know, that's a great way to look at it. That's how I felt today. I woke up with a sore throat. I'm like, well, I'm awake and I'm alive. Could be worse. Alrighty. Let's see. We could go to the station bar. We'll go with a sore hip. Was Jim too hard on you yesterday? Trying to eliminate this here. Let's go with Scarlet. And we'll try the Spanner and see how that goes. Oh, immediate dining car. Oh, man. I made a mistake. I should have known that was it. That was a waste of a guess. That is a big amateur mistake right there. Because I was just taking a look, and if I had paid a little bit more attention, we should have gone to the station bar instead. Didn't visit Jim yesterday. I think it pinched something in your sleep. Not the first time. Oh. I've been there. I had that happen to me, like, the first time not that long ago. Okay. So I think Mustard just got it. Unless Mustard has one of those... Well, Mustard's guaranteed to have one of those cards, so... We'll see what it is. Okay, so it is Peacock with the velvet rope, and it's the taxi rank. Okay. Dang. Yep, got it. Alright, so I'm 0 for 2, guys. 0 for 2. Rats. Well, you know what they say, third time's the charm, right? Got the D12? 7! Alright, it looks like we are going in here, just so you guys can see what we rolled. There we go. Looks like we're heading towards the Wild West. And again, this is, you don't have to do this, but I like to do it. I like to keep on theme. Call it a quirk. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out and watching. This is we've gone, you know, over 2 games, but one of the reasons why I like this version of Clue is like the games take about 15 minutes apiece, so they're pretty quick. You can go through kind of one at a time, and I just imagine this will be a really, really good game to play with friends. Alright, we get to go first. So we kind of get to set the pace. Alright, we can only go to the graveyard of the blacksmiths. I'm always a big fan of going to the graveyard, personally. You call it OCD in yourself? Yeah, you see, for me, I don't have to do it. I just prefer to do it. It allows me to kind of, like, get more into the environment, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't think I have OCD, because I don't have, it's not like an actual compulsion. It's just more like, oh, I think this could be fun, you know, from a theme standpoint. Alright, so we eliminated the graveyard immediately. So I have a question for you guys in chat, and YouTube, if you want to comment on this too, it would be awesome, but when you play Clue, do you have a preference for what you usually try to eliminate first? You like to try and get the suspect, the weapon, or the rooms first? I personally, it's very dependent on like what I have in my hand. In a case like this, because we have 2 room cards, I do like to kind of go for the rooms first, just because, you know, that's where I kind of feel I have the advantage. But I'm curious what you guys think. Like, do you have something that you prefer when you play Clue, or is it just kind of like me where it's like it just bases on what's in your hand? Because I know ideally, like, my ideal situation is I always like to find the weapon first. If I can. But obviously with this, it's like in order for me to win, I feel getting the room first is pretty ideal. You've actually never played any version of Clue unless you count pressing play on the movie. I count that. I always like to joke, and I know it upsets people when I'm like, man, Clue is like one of the best bad movies. And then it's like, you gotta remember that the movie bombed at the box office, even though it's freaking incredible. So did John Carpenter's The Thing, though, so... Movie audiences be weird, yo. But yeah, the Clue movie is just fantastic. Fantastic. It is an awesome Tim Curry movie. Now, he's the standout star, but that whole cast freaking crushed it. They were so good. You always wanted to play Clue growing up, but no one else wanted to play. Well, Anna, we'll fix that here for you soon, okay? Because I love Clue. Alright. So we have to give away a card for the first time. Not bad, given that, you know, it's so early on. Alright. Oh, wow, we rolled pretty well there. We can go pretty much anywhere. Let's see. Should we eliminate the saloon? I think that could be a good option. I know it's really close, but... Let's just repeat a guess so we can just get some information here from Mustard. Okay, that's good to know. Silly says, I've only played the board game and the VHS game. Oh, I remember the VHS game. Yeah, I played the board game a lot. I don't have my copy of Clue anymore, but I may have to pick one up now. Alright, we got Rose with the horseshoe in Main Street. Okay. So we now know all 3 potentially of Rose's cards. Yeah, push play, pause, push play, pause. Yep, I remember that. I remember that. Man, I remember when DVDs were first a thing and you can like play games with the DVD. I remember as a kid thinking that was like magic. Alright. So I'm going to reveal Rose, just because I've already had to reveal Rose to another player. I'm going to try to keep the general store on lock and key as long as I can. DVD Jeopardy, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the bonus content on DVDs blew my mind too. Yeah, for sure. I'll never forget, I think it was Shrek was like one of the first DVDs I remember. I know it's not one of the first ones we bought, but it's one of the first ones I remember being blown away by. And, like, just some of the games that were on the DVD there were very, very cool. Yeah, the Shrek American Idol. Yep, yep. That giant mashup. Yeah, it was the Shrek Karaoke Dance Party, if I remember correctly. Alright. Oh, whoops. Okay, so this was actually 3. Just have to remark these before I forget. Yeah, so sometimes, this is kind of the flaw in my system, is sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I may double up on clues, and then I'm like, which one was which? Remember Donkey jumping around yelling, "Pick me! Ooh, pick me!" Yeah, it's when you're picking it was the option menu. Yeah. Silly said, used to have a list of bonus content during credits of movies or bloopers. Yep. Now I remember that. Alright, Plum, Gold Nugget, and Courthouse. I guess I'll make a mark of this, even though he probably showed Plum again. But, you know, just to be on the safe side, right? Alright. Bring back animated bloopers. Oh yeah, like the Pixar ones? Those are the ones that always jump out to me. They would program... They would animate scenes based on flubs, which I thought was great. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to try to eliminate here? So Scarlet and Green both have strong contenders here. I kind of want to try to get Scarlet and the pickaxe out of the way here since we're at the bank. So one of these two, either way, we could potentially knock out 2 cards here. Alright, pickaxe. And Scarlet's looking pretty good for our suspect. Plum suggested himself. Yeah. So that's one of the favorite things I love about Clue is that you can suspect yourself. And every time that says, I'm like, man, that reminds me of programming. Well, programming is where you're investigating who committed the crime, and you're also the criminal. Alright, so we have Rose, Horseshoe, and Courthouse. So we know for a fact that you have the Courthouse because you can't have the other 2. So we'll just make a note of that there so I remember why we marked that. Mustard with a 6-shooter in jail. Okay, so we know he either has the, he's either Mustard or the 6-shooter, so we already kind of knew that. And he has one, but not the other. Or Rose, rather, I should say, not he. She has one, but not the other. Alright, so with that... We know that Plum also has the knife. And then Green Whip Blacksmith. Ooh, that's actually really good because that tells us another one of Mustard's 2 cards. So now we just need to find Mustard's 3rd card and we can eliminate quite a bit. But yeah, Scarlet and Green are both looking rather sus right now. I guess Peacock also is too, but since I'm Peacock, I'm going to pretend otherwise. Alright, unfortunately now I have to reveal the general store, which is not something I wanted to do. But that's the way the game works sometimes. Tried to hold on to that for as long as possible. So we have Scarlet with the gold nugget and the blacksmith. Alright, so we know... We got the blacksmith or the gold nugget. And there's a pretty good chance that the blacksmith could be our murder location. So I would like to try and rule that out here. But But I didn't roll high enough to get there, so we have to go to the general store because I still want to guess. Alright, so this time I think we'll go with green in the whip. We should learn which one it is. Alright, so it's not the whip. Scarlet with the whip and the blacksmith. There you go. I think that's, well, it's not the whip, but I think, I agree with you. I'm pretty sure it is Scarlet. I'd just take a guess that it is. So, Horseshoe Sheriff's Office. Could be the Horseshoe. Horseshoe's looking pretty good. Whoops. But that does tell us something here. We know it's not Plum. And so, since we already know 2 of his cards, and this isn't one of the previous guesses, we can eliminate a lot of other stuff here. Because he has to have 5 in his hand, right? Because 2 and 4 have already been guessed, and 1 and 3 have already been guessed, so he has to have either the Horseshoe or the Sheriff's Office. Yeah, reserving the whip for later, that's all. Yeah, for non-murder stuff, silly. For other reasons, right? Alright. So we know this guess isn't it. Because we already knew that it was the pickaxe. But that does confirm Scarlet is the murderer. Because we eliminated everybody else. Other recreational purposes, ahem, no comment, fair enough. So Scarlet with the whip in the jail, so we know that's the jail. I'm not even going to mark that just because that one's pretty obvious what it is. Alright, so it is looking like this is going to be our final guess before one of the CPUs gets it. Assuming, of course, that Scarlet and Plum don't figure it out first. Which there is a very real chance they do. So again, we know that Plum has one of those 2. We just don't know which one. But we'll probably have to make an accusation after this, because otherwise we're probably not going to get another turn before one of the CPUs does. So we're going to have to take a guess and hope that the guess is good. But I am leaning towards, just so you guys know, I'm thinking it's Scarlet with the Horseshoe right now. The only question is, what's the location? So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go to the sheriff's office. I'm going to try to eliminate the 6-shooter, which I'm reasonably certain is not the murder weapon. So we'll go Scarlet with the 6-shooter. Yeah, we'll try this. So Rose has the 6-shooter. Alright. Okay, this is where it's gonna get tough. I agree with Tech. I think it's the blacksmith. I think that Plum has the sheriff's office, and that Green's card is the gold nugget, not blacksmith. So I agree with you, T1. And that's what we're going to do. And again, if you're wondering, why am I accusing when I haven't figured it out? We are not going to get another guess. Not with these CPUs. If I was playing against other players who I knew could potentially make mistakes, I would at least consider it. But I don't feel... I feel we have to take the shot here. So we're going to go Scarlet, Horseshoe, Blacksmith. I'm reasonably certain I'm going to take a guess that Green has the gold nugget and that the sheriff's and Plum has the sheriff's office. That's my guess. So let's see if we're right or not, or if we just lose. It was the saloon. So Green most likely had... It's possible that Scarlet had the gold nugget, and Green did indeed have the blacksmith. But we did get the horseshoe right. We got 2 out of 3. Yep. But like I said, we were at the point where... Basically, if you guys have never played this against the hard CPUs, the long and the short version is that once one is found out, it's pretty reasonable to assume that they're going to be able to wipe out the next ones in their next couple turns, unless they all roll like shit, which is possible, just not likely. Alright, so guys, before we roll for our next map, and we come back and do this, I'm going to go take a quick potty break. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on the dog, check on the cats, probably get another drink, because my throat's starting to act up again. I want to stay hydrated. But I will be right back. So YouTube, you hang tight. This will only be a minute for you, but Twitch, you hang tight, okay? And we'll be right back. See you in a minute. Hey YouTube, welcome back. We're just about to start our next game here. And we're going to roll the D12 again. Pick our map. Number 10! So that's the Egyptian Adventure. Very tired. Well, I'm glad you're home at least. Hopefully you can unwind a bit and watch as we struggle. So, mentioned, earlier that yes, I do like to line things up, but I'm going to make things a little crazy today. So I'm going to play as the Vampire Hunter Peacock. Let's get a... Hollywood Scarlet. A Tropical Mystery Plum. Hi, Tanner Boy. How you doing? We'll go with a Masquerade White. We'll go with a, let's go Prince Azure for internationals. And how about we get in a... Let's go with a classic Dr. Orchard. We're going crazy, everybody. We're not following the rules. Huh, Tanner? Yeah? Oh. We're not following the rules at all. We're being rebellious today. Going to Egypt and stuff. Thanks, Aaron. I'm gonna need it. I've been getting my butt kicked so far. Alright, Scarlet goes first, which means we go second. Heading to the Sphinx. Alright, there we go. First card reveal. Let's do it. This peacock skin might be my favorite skin in the game. I'm not even exaggerating. I think this is so cool. The Vampire Hunter Peacock, I think, is fantastic. Alright, let's see. We can go... Let's minimize the amount of information we give away. We'll just repeat literally the same thing. Whoops. And that's with the Kopesh. Alright. One suspect closer, ladies and gentlemen. Tanner, are you gonna help me sniff out the murderer? No, I'm on my own. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so we got Plum with the pistol at the tent. We know at least one of those 3 cards is not correct. Peacock and the dagger at the tent. So odds are pretty good that Azure has either the dagger or the tent, or possibly both. Into the waterfall. aren't getting a ton of eliminations this round. And that's okay, but just, yeah, the amount of information being shared with everybody so far has been pretty minimal. I would argue it's almost, it's actually very close to entirely minimal. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we got next. Just keep rolling, 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 rolling. Alright, so we can go to the airstrip, the boat, the temple, or stay in the tent. You know, I feel let's stay in the tent for now, just because we kind of rolled like crap anyway. We'll stay here, and let's try to eliminate some of these options here. Okay, so we know I didn't do it, so that's always good. And yeah, that does confirm that Azure has either the dagger or the tent, or possibly both. That also gets us one step closer to identifying all of the cards in White and White's hands. So the Ankh or the airstrip. And that potentially could be all of Azure's cards. Potentially. Guessing a murderer when you don't know if you're the murderer. Yep, just like programming. Right, T1? Alright, Plum. Pickaxe. Boat. Okay. So that confirms it. Yeah, Azure has either the dagger or the tent. We're getting a lot of overlapping clues, which doesn't help too much with process of elimination, but still. Any clue's a good clue at this point. Boy, that's quite a lot of info there, actually. Okay, so let's do this, that, and that. So Orchid is looking pretty sus right about now. And I had to reveal... That was the first clue I've had to reveal all game so far. So far, a lot of my information isn't out there, which is good. Though I'm pretty sure, though, that the, everyone else knows that I just showed the Oasis, because I'm pretty sure they've already eliminated that I don't have Orchid or the Khopesh. Alright, let's go to the boat. I kind of want to make my way up to the waterfall to get some eliminations there, but we can maybe rule out the waterfall here. We'll go with White, Khopesh on the boat. Okay. So we can probably rule that out. Interesting. So yeah, we know it's either Orchid or Plum, and it's looking really sus for Orchid right now. Alright, so we know for a fact that Orchid has the boat because they don't have Orchid, and they don't have the pistol. So there we go. That eliminates something for us. But that information is unfortunately public, so it doesn't exactly give us an edge, right? So Orchid, the pistol, the waterfall. Alright, so Orchid did indeed do the murder. Which would lead me to bet money that Plum has Plum. Like, I would be willing to bet money that that's one of Plum's cards. Not a lot of money, but that's because I don't like to gamble. But, you know, I would bet money, which is something. You know, like, I'd maybe toss, like, a quarter on it, you know? Maybe. Alright, so that has to be the waterfall. Man, so white had 2 of the cards I guessed with there, huh? Alright. Again, this is also not... That's public information, unfortunately, so again, that's not something that we have an edge on. Alright, so that's either the Kopesh or the Market for Plum. Okay. So we don't need to go to the waterfall. So we can either go to the market, which we actually can't reach this turn. So let's go to the temple, just because I feel we could go back to the tent, but I'm pretty sure that Azure has the tent. So let's go Orchid with the dagger to try and rule that out. Okay, yep. So I was correct. It could be Orchid with the Kopesh in the temple. It could. The CPUs really seem to be tunneling on the Kopesh right now. They all seem to be trying to eliminate that as an option. So white was trying to get the same information, and just got the dagger. But we do know all 3 of Orchid's cards now. So that's kind of nice. And, oh yeah, we also know all 3 of White's cards as well. And, yeah, we have all of Plum's ruled out here. So, Scepter, Market, okay. I need 1 elimination, and I think we've got this. I think I've solved it. Just by process of elimination. Yeah, no Kopesh. I think, dang it, I think Azure just solved it. Dang it, he got it. Ah! Oh, it's the temple, so he has the Sphinx. Yep. Ah. We had a really good run there. We had a really good run, but yeah. Azure just got the exact right amount of information. Hey, Seijuto, welcome on in. You did have 2 from 3. Yep. Yes, you did. Alright, let's play another game. Let's roll for what map we're gonna get. 10. We already did Sherlock, so let's try another one. Or rather, we just did the Egyptian adventure. That's literally what we just did. 4. Oh, cool. We get to go to the Vampire Castle. We'll just keep everybody as it is. Won't mix it up too much. This is probably one of my favorite maps. I think it's like this one. I also really like the tropical vacation one. Big fan of both of those. But here we go. Can I win a single game against the AI today? Let's find out. Man, you know, this playthrough today, we have not gotten a ton of suspect clues. We're getting a lot of rooms, though. Alright, so immediately we are going to have to give up a card. Immediately. That's very unfortunate. To have to reveal a clue immediately. Alrighty. And we didn't roll very high either, so we can literally only make it to the throne room. That's an unfortunate start, ladies and gents. Well, let's start with us. And let's try with the potion. Oh, immediate. Okay. Oh, that's nice. At least we know it's not that. At least we know it's not the potion. Oh. Wow. Scarlet in the bedroom there, since we have the crossbow. So, orchids in the lab. Okay. Plum's up now. Man, I'm just getting dragged around all over the place, huh? So we know for a fact that Azure either has Peacock or the Stake. All right. And we know... Well, we have it narrowed down to 3, or in some cases 2, for Scarlet's 2, for 2 of Scarlet's 3 cards. We still have no idea what the third one is. Azure, the potion in the kitchen, so we know more than likely she showed that, but I'm still gonna mark it just in case. Might be some deductive reasoning later that could use that information. We'll see. All right. We can pretty much go anywhere. None of the rooms we went to... I don't want to eliminate the kitchen from white yet. So let's head to the main entrance. And let's just knock this out. Main entrance, okay. Oh, not ideal, but not the worst. So Plum with the potion. Okay, so we know that that's either Plum or Library, because we already know who has the potion. Orchid's up next. Head into the crypt. And alright. White and white, torch, or the crypt. We're making some progress. We're making some progress. To the graveyard. Alright, and that means we now know every possible combination of Scarlet's hand. So we can eliminate what we don't know. Or what we know for a fact Scarlet doesn't have, rather. Still have to kind of pin down what she has and what she doesn't, but this just became a lot easier. Alright. Get to show off the banquet hall. So we've shown off, I think, both of our rooms so far. But we have not had to reveal the crossbow yet, I don't think. Oh, excuse me. Probably doing one more game after this one, and then we'll probably wrap for 6 games of the day. Alright. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you too. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed this. I hope you guys have. I mean, viewership's been really good, so I assume everyone's enjoying it. I know I probably have me on in the background, and that's okay. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this content, we definitely want to bring friends in. I know Sin and Matt, Aaron, both own this game, so I was hoping to get them in today. But I don't think they've popped in yet, so I'll have to reach out to them and maybe schedule in advance next time. That's on me. That's not on them. You know, they got lives to live, you know? Work to do, people to see, murderers to catch. You guys know how it is. Alright, let's try and knock out some of Scarlet's cards. Okay, so... Always love board games. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Have you checked out Blue Knight yet? It's something you want to try. Yeah, Platty was playing it when I raided him on Friday, and I wishlisted it. I might try and play that here soon. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I wishlisted it on Steam, so I might buy it. We'll see. I just need to make sure all my finances and stuff are good. Okay, but we know... Alright, that's cool. So we got 2 for the price of 1 there. Yeah, I did. It's should be on my Steam wish list, but we'll check that later. I don't want to check it now. Okay. Blue Knight or Blue Prince? Might be Blue Prince I'm thinking of, ZGG. You might be right. Is Blue Knight a different game, Aaron? Slowly getting people to play them. Gotta get Neller into some tabletop sim. Oh, hey, Detective, you ever want to play tabletop sim? I love tabletop sim. But yeah, we'll get Renell in there. No worries. All right, Peacock, Steak. Yeah, it might be Blue Prince I'm thinking of. I'll have to check, Seijito. I can't remember. See someone playing Blue Prince in your list. It's a puzzle game. Yeah. I don't know, Aaron. Are you talking about Blue Knight, or are you thinking Blue Prince? Getting her some Monopoly? So there's hope? Oh, man. I probably won't play Monopoly. I'll be honest. I've got my butt kicked by Hiseo too many times in that game. And before that, our friend Zuku. So I don't know how much I'd be willing to play Monopoly. Raynella heard her name and came running back. Blueprints, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we raided Platty on Friday, and he was playing it, and it looked really interesting. So I'm like, yeah, I wish listed that like immediately. Okay, Peacock Potion Library. Probably showed off the potion, but I'm just gonna mark it just in case. Oh, have you played it, Raynella? Have you played Blueprints? Hey, yeah, no worries, Aaron. I know you had a long day, so no need to apologize for getting the name wrong. Oh, so you've enjoyed it, Raynella? That's awesome. Yeah, it's I may check it out. One of the things I'm trying to do, like after web fishing yesterday, which was fun, but it's like I think I'm gonna try to jump on some of these like more indie games later. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna try to jump and play some indie games before when they're like actually trending versus like several months later. I'm gonna try to schedule some time for that if I can. It's kind of like my own like personal like note for my content creation is like, yeah, let's try and get some of this stuff that's like, you know, ahead of the curve. Like we played Hexorama like right around release, so that was fun. I might go back to that game. All right, we're gonna hang on to the crossbow since I don't think I've shown that off yet. Could give us an advantage. Claire Obscure in like a week and change. Oh yeah. I don't know much about that game, but I've heard it's on some anticipation list. Let me just put it that way. Okay, let's see here. If we eliminate the throne room, then we know all Scarlet's cards. So I think I'm gonna head to the throne room. And then we'll try to also knock out Plum and, let's go Silver Bullet. We haven't gotten a lot there. Okay, she did have Scarlet. That's what I thought. But I maybe shouldn't have confirmed that, but that's okay. At least that way it leaves everyone else wondering what White has. Okay, so I committed the murder. But where did I do it? And I did it with the torch. It's not super helpful information, but we gotta narrow down the location. We may not get a turn after that clue, unfortunately. This might just be game over if anyone finds the correct room. Alright, so White has the crypt. And that's all White's cards. Where did I leave my keys in that dang torch? That's a great question. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm just going through and checking all my hints here. Dang. Plum found it. It was in the lab! Rats. Sometimes that's just the way it is. I probably shouldn't have tried to confirm the, Scarlet. I probably should have gone with, like, Azure instead. But that's hindsight. Alright, this will probably be the final game of the evening. I want to thank everyone who's been hanging out, who's been watching, lurking, talking. I do appreciate you guys. I do see you. Viewership's been absolutely incredible. And we rolled... Well, we rolled a 9, which we already did. I have not won a game yet, Seijuto. We're 0-5. So hopefully we can bring home the win here. Number 8. I believe that's the Wild West, but let me check. So it's 11, 10, 9, 8. No, it's Masquerade. Okay. We'll go Masquerade. And, yeah, we'll stick with Vampire Hunter Peacock. But yeah, I've won quite a bit of games off stream, but haven't won a single one on stream. So, you know, I'm waiting for people for haters in the forums, online forums, to say I cheat off stream. Vampire's your favorite? Well, we just did the Vampire map, Rainella. But yeah, this Vampire Hunter Peacock skin is probably, I think it's probably my favorite skin in the game. It's up there. Alright, but here we are at the Masquerade. Alright, let's start off with the bedroom. Since our only options were the bedroom or the ballroom. And, well, let's go Peacock Sword in the bedroom. Immediate. Okay. Well, guys, I'm happy to say I'm not the murderer of this game. So that's always a plus, right? I didn't do the murder! Just at the same time, so they called you on the Vampire Hunter D video? They did. They did call you out. That was very funny. Alright, so we got Poison and Drawing Room. So at least 2 out of those 3 cards from that last guess were wrong. So it was Plum, the Candelabra, and the Pier. It's actually the Candelabra. I just mispronounced it because I'm tired. Candelabra. Man, speaking of hang time, they unlocked a core memory for me this morning when they were talking about frickin' Hatchet. Oh my god, I remember reading Hatchet when I was like 9 or 10. That book left a profound impact on me. As a kid. And also reminded me of another book I read called My Side of the Mountain, which I don't know how many people have read that book. But, that was another book I remember reading as a kid that made a pretty big impact. And both of them, what they have in common is wilderness survival. If you guys are wondering, if I got people watching this and like, what the hell is he talking about? Hatchet was the one about the kid who survived a plane crash. Yes, TechWiz. I think he's like a 13-year-old kid, and he literally has to learn to survive in the wilderness with nothing but a hatchet and a windbreaker. And I think he survives for like, I think it's like 56 days or something like that. I found out today that apparently the author of that book wrote like 4 or 5 sequels to that book. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know there were sequels to that. I know Hangtime discovered that they made a film adaptation of Hatchet in like 1990. I can't remember what it's called though. Alright. Let's go to the banquet hall. We'll just kind of mimic this so we can eliminate some stuff. We'll get Scarlet with the parasol. Okay. So we've eliminated half the suspects, we don't have the murder weapon, and we don't have the room. But yeah, the, in Hatchet, if I remember correctly, I think the pilot has, like, a massive heart attack. And then he has to, like, yeah, like, land the plane, and he does so in a lake or something like that. He was very descriptive of the symptoms. Yeah, I remember it was, I think that's where I first learned the term flatulence, if I remember correctly. It's the earliest known, memory I have, at least, of that particular, word. I could be misremembering, but, Alright. Yeah, it made me wondering, it's like, man, I wonder what books are like, you know, standard in teachings now. Because I remember Hatchet was I think we had to do a book report on it. He might have had a stroke. Yeah, so I believe it was a heart attack. But I think a stroke could have been part of it, yeah, because they do describe the pilot's face. But I was pretty sure it's a heart attack. I'd have to go back and check, but I think he has, like, a massive heart attack on the, while he's flying, and they're, like, over, like, the Canadian wilderness, too. A stroke into a heart attack? Possibly. I just remember, and again, I could be wrong, TechWiz, but I distinctly remember I think it was a heart attack. But, again, I could be wrong. It has been... I don't think I've read that book in over 20, probably like 23 or 24 years. So, yeah, I could easily be misremembering. I'd have to go back and, like, reread it. Yeah. Because that's the thing, because I do remember commenting on his face, and I definitely remember him clutching his chest. So, that's why I was, like, convinced it was a heart attack, but it's possible, yeah, he has a stroke into a heart attack, yeah. I honestly don't remember. I don't want to, like, you know, double or triple down on something I honestly do not recall. Yeah, it has been a long, long time. Alright. So we got a 2-for-1 special there. Book wasn't bad, but it was assigned reading, so it defaults to a sour experience. Facts, right, TechWiz? I do remember enjoying Hatchet. Like, I remember feeling like, oh yeah, it was assigned reading, and then it was like, oh, I got into the book, and it was, like, really good. I have similar feelings about My Side of the Mountain. Have any of you guys read My Side of the Mountain before? That was another, I think, assigned reading that I had, I want to say in, like, 5th grade or something like that. It was, like, 4th or 5th grade. But it's a similar, like, teenager survival experience. Oh, I hated The Great Gatsby. I hated that book so much. God, what's another one that I still own a copy of? Oh, well, there's the Parasol, okay. You hated all the characters, yeah, all the characters are kind of jerks. Great Expectations is another one where, man, just, like, every single character in that book is just fucking awful. Every single one. Chaos is currently reading The Great Gatsby. Oof. I did not enjoy The Great Gatsby. I also did not enjoy Great Expectations. There's one other one, though, I really didn't care for. I'm trying to think what it is. You had to read Ethan Frost, another week entry. I didn't read Ethan Frost. I didn't read that one. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron, you are super sweet. Thank you. You did not have to do that, but thank you. Ziju just says, read mostly French/French-Canadian literature. Only English ones you read in school were Of Mice and Men, which was translated into To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah, I read To Kill a Mockingbird, and I actually liked that one. That was one of the few, like, assigned readings I had in high school that I actually enjoyed. And I think it was because, like, there were actually likable characters in that one, whereas a lot of other assigned reading I read, pretty much all the characters were just assholes. Hi, Sin! Good to see you. Fun fact about the Australian education system, we don't have required reading lists. Oh, I did not know that. Today I learned something new. Silly says, I could not read. It was the best times, it was the worst times. Tale of Two Cities. I read Tale of Two Cities as well. I felt neutral on that one. I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it either. I think that's another book where, like, everyone in there is just a fucking asshole. I read a lot of Shakespeare. Yeah, we had to read a lot of Shakespeare, and that was tough. Let's see. Let's go to the bedroom. No one's really been in here yet. Sin, welcome on in. Great Expectations was a damn soap opera and you loved it. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I hated that book. Oh my god, I hated that book so much. Freaking Pip and the bitter old lady who tried to use the woman, and then and I can't remember the main female lead's name, the main love interest's name, but she was just a total jerk. I want to say the other word, but I'm thinking it. Estella, thank you. Yeah, I was like, it was something fancy. Yeah, oof. I'm not a fan of that book whatsoever. All right, let's see here. I think this is gonna... I don't think we're gonna get another turn, guys. I'm looking at, like, what's been eliminated. I don't think we're gonna get another turn. I'm gonna gamble on it, though. We'll see. We only have the parasol available. You'd love to kill a Mockingbird until recently when you learned about the sequel/prequel fair. Tegwis is, it's not Ethan Frost, it's Ethan Frome. Okay, I don't even know that book actually. So I must have misremembered something. Damn it. Yep, should have guessed. Should have guessed. Irony for me was that my favorite assigned reading were from history or science classes. Timeline and Andromeda Strain were pretty decent. Yeah, there you go, Tech Whiz. Silly says, I read the first 2 paragraphs over and over and wrote a report from the doggone summary. Got an A. Hell yeah, Silly, there you go. And, yep. Game, set, match, I lose. I should have guessed. I gambled that they wouldn't find the room, and I was wrong. Should have guessed. Because that's what I was leaning. I was leaning with Orchid in the bedroom. And we already knew it was the parasol. Dang. Dang. Alrighty. Well, YouTube, I'm sorry I couldn't bring you home a win, but that is, unfortunately, going to wrap this up. Thank you guys very much for watching. But, yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and comment on it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that alert button if you want notifications for when the rest of my content is going to drop. Follow me everywhere on social media, Blue Sky, TikTok, and, of course, Instagram. Follow me on twitch.tv, where you could watch this video live, watch me fail in real time. And, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you next time, YouTube. Bye-bye!